Okay, so this is the description of the wheelchair assignment. This is all going to be posted on Canvas right here on the wheelchair assignment, and it's all due not till 12/6, so you have lots of time to work on this. I'd encourage you to get going on it early because there's a lot of different parts to this. I'll start out by going over the written instructions. It's also going to be posted in audio instructions, which is what you're listening to right now, along with the scenarios for the evaluators, the wheelchair evaluation, which is the big bulk of what it's about, and this wheelchair medical out of necessity, which is really short, a secondary part to it. Okay, so looking at the written instructions gives you a good overview of what is due. Like I said, there's two parts. The wheelchair evaluation. This has multiple parts. Background information. This also includes the measures you did in lab, which is just a small part of that. The second time-consuming part in some cases is a physical evaluation of your partner. So your partner is going to be simulating the disability of their character, and you're going to be evaluating them. What are you going to be evaluating? Primarily the range of motion, goniometry of their entire upper extremity, the shoulder, elbow, and hand. You're going to do a home eval, a quick, simple home eval on your apartment or your home. So you're going to visualize your patient character, Arnold or Duska or Stacy, attempting to come into your home. Then you can do a narrative summary. All the rubrics are posted on Canvas. This medical out of necessity is just a short, brief kind of thing, just a paragraph, and there's a example form posted on Canvas, so that's not that big a deal. This part right here is really what's going to take you the most time. Things that it's really graded on, the writing quality, try to make sure it's smooth and it's written well, take some time with that. APA guidelines, if you're not familiar with that, let me know. You should have that APA guideline book. 12-point fonts. Consider the unique and complete needs of your client, along with patient safety. So you have to make a lot of decisions for your client. You have to kind of think safety versus what they want to do. We talked about Arnold, where he wants that sip and puff rifle to hunt. Is that a good thing? You have to kind of decide and kind of justify it, why you think one way or the other. In some cases, there really is no right answer, but I'm looking for justification why you made the decision that you did for your client. More than willing to look these over. If you get them done early, to make sure you're on the right track, so keep that in mind. You can stop in and ask questions, or just email it to me. You're going to be posting this to Canvas because you're going to be at home at this point posting all this stuff. So that's the quick overview. Let's going to go into the evals. This is the evaluation. I'm going to look at this part more in depth. This is just a quick checklist. The parts of the eval, you can kind of keep yourself straight to make sure you get them all done. Don't need to do this. It's just kind of a FYI, helpful kind of thing. Doing the background, the physical exam, assessing the wheelchair eval into your home safety eval a little bit, and then writing up that narrative. To do this, you're going to need to read that story. It says occupational stories. The title has changed. It's narrative lessons now. Know the scenario for your assigned patient. So there's two different scenarios. One's for the evaluator, the person that's doing the evaluation. It's just a brief description of their character. And there's a more in-depth one for the person that's going to be playing the part. What you have to do when you play your part. You get that. I'll email those to you directly. Evaluation, resources, and then if you find other resources, please list them in APA format, again, the right quality. And here it is. This is the big eval that you have to do, using it all from your character. You can make up the last name. You should know the goals, medical history, the best you can get from the story. Don't need to make things up, kind of what the best you can get. Levels of assist, we'll talk about this, your best guess on their levels of assist. Things that are important to them, their occupational goals. This is for your home eval. What you need to do is measure the height of the ground from the front door. We'll talk more about this in class. This will give you your dimensions for your wheelchair ramp. The proposed ramp ramp length is 12 inches out for every inch up. We'll talk more about this in the lab, explain this to you. But let's say it's 24 inches from the ground to the bottom of your front door. Your ramp will be 24 feet out. So it's a foot for every inch. So again, if it's 24 inches from the ground to the bottom of your front door, your ramp will be 24 inches long. You have to measure the width of the doorways, height of the doorknobs, height of any thresholds, toilet height, height of the kitchen sink, and kind of describe the shower access. Is it a walk-in shower, tub and a shower? Let me know what it's about. And this is the narrative part. Consider all these different parts. There's a lot of different parts that they need. The cushion, manual electric, the wheels, seat belt, supports, and more, anything else you can think of. What they need, you want to do calculations, and your reasons why you think they need what they need. You're trying to make the case, make the argument to the insurance that they need this kind of wheelchair with these kinds of features to make them safe, to make them help them do what they need to do. Try to keep it under 250 words. You can go over if you need to. Again, I can look at these if you want me to. This is the physical evaluation form. So this is what you have to do on your pretend client character. Like I said, the manual muscle testing and the goniometry, pretty much everything, the upper extremity except for the scapula. Yeah, no scapula there. And then attach the form you have from class. You could take a picture of it, photocopy it and send it, or you could scan it, whatever works for you, because obviously you're going to be at home doing it. Also, you check out their hand strength, the dynamometer. Did that in lab one day. And here's the rubric. These are some resources. A really good source of resources is the lecture, narrative lecture I did for week 9 and week 10. That's really your big reference. The week 9 and week 10 PowerPoint lectures. Go back to those lectures if you have questions. Before you come to me, go back to those lectures. See if you can answer them yourself. Because pretty much the answers to all of your questions should be within those 2 PowerPoints. So you'll see about issues around the pelvis. There's some links in the week 9 PowerPoint when it gets into all the wheelchair parts that are useful. I would go to those links. I checked those links out. Those all still work. These websites, a lot of them, to be honest, no longer work. They're kind of dated. You might start you looking in the right direction if you're doing a Google search. But a lot of these are not still in use. They're kind of old. But the links on the week 9 PowerPoint are still very, very good. So that's a good resource to start. And a lot of times you're just going to have to search on your own, see if you can find the part that you're looking for your ideal chair for your client. Okay, medical letter of necessity, really brief, don't make it more than this. Here's your example. You can just use this as a template and plug in what's going on with your client. If you have any sources, use the APA format. And then you have these scenarios. These are the scenarios that are going to be posted. So if you're evaluating Arnold, and your partner is playing Arnold. So as you evaluate Arnold, you have this description, and you'll have the story of Arnold that hopefully you read to do your eval and come up with a lot of your answers for the evaluation form. And then the person that's playing Arnold, your partner, he or she is going to get even more information on him. So they'll have things to add. You have to kind of ask them lots of questions and do a good eval. And it should be something there for each character that everybody's playing. All right, so that is pretty much that. Again, we'll go over this in the lab, because I know it's a lot of parts to it, and we'll be working on it at some point in the lab. I'll give you time if you can't connect with your partner outside of class. I would suggest trying to do that as soon as you can, get those goniometer, manual muscle test readings down, measures down. Keep coming to me with questions, and again, I can look at it, read it over. If you get it done early and you want me to see if you're on the right track.